Hello, and welcome to Coaster Island, which is in fact going to be a brand new series on here, a brand new park, a brand new build. So if you are interested in seeing me build a massive coaster island, all Western and Viking themed, sit back, relax, and enjoy part one of the build. So if you aren't familiar with my buildings, I have just finished a full-size park on the channel where I built in fact a full-sized map, decorated it with Viking theme because that's pretty much the only theme I'm really good at building. However, as of recording this, they have introduced a brand new theme, which is in fact Western theme, which in fact double down on the in fact that is my best building style. So because it didn't have the Western themed previously, I had to be doing Viking, and that was sort of my go-to. But now they've got Western themed in, I am able to go to my strengths and use that. So you will see in this first episode I am using a lot of the Viking pieces just because it is not out yet, but as of recording this now it is in fact out. So you'll see it in the next part where I am able to introduce some Western style and pretty much just build out more of the park. But you may be wondering what the actual project is. So let me tell you. So the Coaster Island theme is just going to have pretty much an island full of coasters, all decorated. I'm able to do a lot more detail because it's such a small, I say small, it's pretty big, but such a small space. I'm able to put a lot more detailing and make it a lot more realistic rather than a full park. But I did do that for the full park, but you'll just be able to see this will be a lot more detailed, a lot more compact. There'll be a lot more interactive things on the island, and it'll be full of coasters. No rides, just coasters, and that's what I'm wanting. So yeah, you'll just be able to go to different coasters around the park. I'll have a lot of them interacting with the path and with each other, and with buildings once we start building as well, which will be very cool. So you can see me doing a nice little wild mouse coaster. This is the first coaster of the park. It's pretty gnarly, but then again, wild mouse coasters are supposed to be like a lot, so it doesn't worry me too much about it being a little bit on the scary side. And obviously it's not going to be a flat park, as you can clearly tell. I am putting a bit of effort into just this one coaster here, so this will sort of be how the island will look. There will obviously be some flat parts where sort of the path is, but a lot of it will be quite hilly and interactive with the path, which is definitely what I want. As you can see here, the red path does not stay. Don't worry, it's going. But I wanted a long queue, and then also we needed to figure out sort of how to exit the ride a bit. So we build up the mountain a little bit and just do a path that goes around that way. But all of this will be built out. Don't worry, if you are new here, we like to trust the process, and that is what I like to say. So yeah, bear with it while it is looking rough, but I can leave you with some positive thoughts that the trust for the process is there, and it's okay. We will get there. So yeah, just trying to figure out a bit of the pathing system a little bit, because the building sort of cut it out a little bit there. But I am really liking how we'll have sort of like I guess a drawbridge over the path a little bit there with the queue line, so the people walking around will be able to actually see you lining up over the path, which is something really cool. We'll make it look very nice indeed. We pretty much just keep adding things like I like to do until it looks good. So you just keep adding little details, little bits and bops, just till it looks good. Like I said, a lot of this stuff is from the Viking pack, so bear with it while it sort of kind of does look a little bit Viking at the minute. But once the Western theme is in, which it is now, I'll be able to go back and just add some more detailing to it to make it look a little bit more Western rather than Viking. But I think I did a good job sort of capturing the essence of the theming and what I wanted to go with it. I wanted a lot of buildings to be interactive with the pathing as well. So we'll do lots of bridges, we'll have lots of buildings that you can go into, and we'll do really big coaster stations. So yeah, I'm trying my best to sort of cover this whole area up, and I think I do it quite nicely. It is a bit of an odd shape. I didn't really do too easy with myself for the building, but that's okay. We do our best to try and line it all up and make it look nice. So it does look a bit ugly right now because it is just a big block of wood. But like I said, bear with it and you'll start to see it making moves, if you will, and we'll get there in the end. So this episode's just going to be the Wild Mouse and this building and like the surrounding areas of it. We don't do a building per se for the entrance like we did in the previous park, so I'm not sure if we should or not. Let me know down below if you reckon that's a good idea, or should we just let it go from the bridge onto the island, because usually, yeah, the bridge is sort of the entrance, so I don't think we really need an entrance building per se. But if you think it is a good idea, let me know and I'll build one right at the front of the bridge there as you're coming onto the island, and that can be more of the building. But yeah, as you can see, we've already got two sort of bridges going over the path, which is very cool. That's what I like to see. We want to make it, yeah, very interactive with the pathing. So that's the whole idea. We'll have lots of bridges over, lots of paths crisscrossing, as well as coasters and rides going in between, which is very exciting indeed. Working on some little detailing now just to make it look a little bit nicer. I have done some building with the new Western theme, and there's beams like this but without the rope, which make it look a little bit better for theming, which is what I wanted. But I still use these and will like these throughout the park just because they look really nice. So yeah, and now we're going on to building the roofing for the bridge across the queue, because you got to have a roof, because you don't want them getting sunburnt or anything like that, or complaining. And you just know if it's going to be a long ride, it's going to be hot, you're going to be standing there for a long time. So I wanted to make sure the guests are well looked after. The coaster, just trying to fill out the entrance there. I wanted to keep this one quite open, just sort of, this is like just to get into the park, because this is obviously the first coaster you come to at the park. So I wanted it not as detailed as others, because that's just how I wanted it. But we will in fact do some more detailing. It is very bare now, but like I said, once we keep adding some detailing in, it'll look very nice. Even just now we're doing just little bits and bops here, and then it's just coming along ever so slowly with either rock or wood paneling, because I don't like the grass look so much, because it just doesn't look nice, especially with this sort of theming. It doesn't really go with it. So I'll get rid of a lot of that with, yeah, like I said, rock work or other detailing, but that'll come soon. Right now we're working on the second bridge. So I wanted to, yeah, like I said, go into a lot of detailing. So I'm even covering the bottom of the pathing, so you see wood paneling rather than just the base of the path, which is probably more just so for me, because you don't really see it too much while building or walking, unless you do like a POV, which we do at the end, and we'll do another walkthrough once the park is completed like we did last time. But yeah, it's those little things like that you don't really see, but we do it anyway. And then adding a bunch of fallen rope, which I notice ties in a lot of the pirate theme, but I'll make it look like it's Western, because, you know, we'll have horse stables and stuff like that as well, and the ropes will be there. So it'll all tie in, don't you worry. But yeah, I wanted lots of hanging things and different heights, and we'll put lots of lights around. I haven't done any lights at the minute, but I might do a stream and just do a light stream for, you know, hours, as you do, because, you know, the lighting is amazing, and I do love putting lights around and making it look all nice. So we'll probably do that, yeah, in a later date or on my own. We'll see. But we're doing rock work right now to try and cover up, yeah, like I said, a lot of the terrain. We'll also put like a little picnic area just at the front with some tables there that I guess guests are able to sit at, eat some food, or watch the coaster go by. Just something nice and simple, nothing too shabby. Just a little dock kind of vibe, and you're able to sit there and eat and watch the coaster. So we'll also get to the hang of that soon. And I also like how when I'm doing this, you're able to see, yeah, the shadows on the ground as well. I try to make it look similar to a train track. Now we've got them in, so I can just put that down. But yeah, I like the shadow effect all on the pathing, which makes it look really, really nice. Then I had this cool idea to sort of cover the edge of the building here with the wooden spikes, and then double it over to make it look like logs. So it's sort of like a log cabin, if you will, which I think looks really, really, really nicely. It ties it in quite nice, and I think it's just a nice little texture just to do that, because why not? But yeah, it looks like a nice wooden cabin, and yeah, that's Western, right? But yeah, right now it's the little area that I was talking about, the picnic area, which wasn't really working, but I got there in the end. The pathing is still hit and miss, but yeah, it was quite finicky, this part, just because I don't know why the terrain isn't flat. So yeah, we had to get that all fixed, but we got there in the end, and I covered all of the edge with these spikes to sort of, obviously you need railing in this game, so I wanted to make sure that everything is safe and you know, up to code for this park, just because that's, yeah, realistic. And as you can clearly see, I'm still doing the goddamn pathing. Like, it looks atrocious, but we get there in the end. It looks good and it works, which is the main thing. Because I was sort of freaking out a little bit there that it's not working, but we got it in the end and it looks good. So we are coming up to the walkthrough right now of just what we've done. So if you did enjoy this episode and you're looking forward to seeing what I can do on an island, let me know, subscribe, like the video, and I'll see you in the next one.